a battle with yourself on the floor. When the man with the power and the dollar says you ain't worth a cent, and your wings won't fly and your words won't flow. You can't force a smile and they won't leave you alone. I see the light in you, let it shine again. 'Cause you were born for the fire, raised by the storm, braver together, loud and fun. Heart full of country, soul full of grit. We don't run, we rise, and we don't quit. Oh, we don't run, we rise, and we don't quit. I know a woman with a lion's heart and a pretty blue dress with a shopping cart. Head full of dreams, gonna change the world. Got a body of work they say won't sell, and a way with words that she won't tell. I see the light in you, let it shine again. 'Cause you were born for the fire, raised by the storm, braver together, loud and fun. Heart full of country, soul full of grit. We don't run, we rise, and we don't quit. Hey, we don't run, we rise, and we don't quit. We don't.
Good morning, Patriot family.
Good
Thank you
morning.
for joining Out of Pocket Live with Allie and Michelle. Hope you're having a great morning.
Listen, you might want some gangster in your coffee today.
I'm about to throw something because I can't with this damn mic. Sorry, y'all. Having some issues here.
Damn gremlins. Welcome to Out of Pocket Live. Again, yeah, today's listen,
Snap, crackle, and popping over here.
a little bit Rice Krispies. That's right.
Spicy.
And sweet. Guys, we are so grateful you guys joined us for our I guess free speech, never going muted again, never going to be told you girls are a little loud, a little too much, you oversell. Never going to go silent again. So that's what Out of Pocket is all about. We
It's just
encourage
me,
you.
Can't afford it. Sorry, when the thoughts take over.
No filter. We like it. So we hope you guys are encouraged every morning with your Out of Pocket ladies to get just a little bit out of pocket. Get that reverence, that America 250 spirit that we just celebrated, right? Like get a little bit of that in you to make yourself get out there and vote in the primaries. Make sure you check when your state primaries are. We've got big midterms coming up. Let's make sure we expand the lead with real conservatives
That part.
in the House and in the Senate and in your local jurisdiction. Allie, today, I can't believe that 25 years after 9/11, we are having this freaking discussion on our land. But we're going to have the discussion because a lot of places, Allie, aren't having the discussion.
That's kind of terrifying, actually. The fact that no one is really talking about it.
No, it's considered hate speech. So,
well, then consider me hateful then, because I love America more than I care about your feelings.
It's okay to hate some things. You can hate evil. You absolutely can. And I think we're gonna talk a little bit about what's happening in Texas with the Alamo. I know what you're thinking. Wait, that was already a battle. No.
Porque why?
I don't know why. And Texas is like the Lone Star State. I can't imagine this is actually happening in Texas, but it is. Also, we're going to talk about the spread of radical Islam. We've been talking about this for a while. It's happening everywhere. Just take a look at some of the primary battles that you're seeing where 20, 15, 12-year incumbents, Democrat incumbents, are being beaten in primaries by far extreme leftist, socialist, Marxist Democrats. It's crazy.
Communists.
Thank you.
Insane.
And we're also going to take a look back at some things that Charlie Kirk had to say, and almost like prophetic in a way. I missed his presence over the weekend.
Yeah, for sure.
This is something that he was looking forward to, and he talked about it a lot on his show. So I guess he got a different perspective. He got a heavenly perspective of it, but we'll be able to kind of give you a little flashback on how he addressed the spread of Islam. And again, he was called hateful for it.
For calling out for seeing it for what it is. I don't.
What does the Bible say about that? Things that are considered good will be considered evil and vice
Mm,
versa. I mean, okay, sign of times. I don't know. So, guys, make sure you warm up your coffee, turn it up. Don't go anywhere. We got a lot to cover.
let's open that mic and get out of pocket.
Two queens, no filter, say what they feel. Allie and Michelle keep it way too real. Politics, family, yeah, we go there. If it's out of line, we don't care. It's out of pocket. It's out of pocket.
Now, I was seeing that clip there from Turning Point's Student Action Summit when we interviewed James O'Keefe.
Mm-hmm.
And, when he sat in the chair with us, it was like, I didn't realize what he was going through at the time because he doesn't really put it out there, the attacks that he has.
Mm-hmm.
I think he'd spend all his time talking about his attacks, but it's kind of like this heavy presence. He's usually somebody that he comes across as somebody that's, kind of smart, quick-witted, sharp tongue, but he was kind of a little like he had this heavier presence. And when he spoke to us and said something about the amount of money that he spends
Mm-hmm.
on his legal defense,
Wow.
I didn't realize how crippling that is for people on that level. It's what stops you
Yeah.
from having a platform that gives you freedom of speech. It's what stops people because the battle is the warfare is in the process. They want
Yeah.
to bankrupt you. They
Yeah.
want to put that if they can't get you to fear just as a part of fearing whatever they have, the cancel culture that they have, then they want you to fear the retaliation
Right.
financially. And
Either way, they want you to bend and they want you to break so that they can come in and use you for how they see fit.
I'm flexible. I'm like, what's that like Gumby thing?
Oh, my God. That's so
Knock
crazy.
me down, get back up. Knock me down, get back up. Well, speaking of battles, Allie, you shared this with me, and I thought it was a joke. You guys remember the Alamo? You remember hearing about that, studying it in your history books? I've been to the Alamo. I was taking pictures like in front of the Alamo. It's like maybe that's not what you do. But anyway, beautiful to see the history there. So now Islam and Muslims are trying to claim it. You got to hear it for yourself. Take a listen to the story.
Texas?
Well, Texas is the crown jewel, and they want to
exactly
take
right.
things that are very important to your culture. Do you know we're having a battle right now in San Antonio about the Alamo? Have y'all heard this?
No.
So they've gone in front of our Texas Education Care, which we've deemed a domestic terrorist organization by the governor. And they have said that that is a Muslim temple that Muslims built, the Alamo, and they want their Muslim flag flying in front of it. And every redneck Texan I know says, what the hell, if we have to take this twice, let's get our guns and let's get down to San Antonio. It's crazy.
I get that,
but if they can take something that's important to us, it makes us feel like we're conquered, right?
It is a
Wow.
Remind you of the British in the 1770s when they wanted to completely dismantle anything that resembled what America was trying to build then.
Yes.
It is the same playbook.
And Allie, it's
a battle.
It's this consistent trying to rewrite history.
Mm-hmm.
Down to even biology, right? Trying to tell you that you don't truly know what sex a person is, or that they don't know, or that somehow it's transitional. You can do what you want as an adult, but don't tell me that it's not factual.
Right.
To the point where I have to change my language because it offends you, or you tried to get us to change our language. It's happening. And this is the thing that as we talk about this today, I want to make it really clear that we are not hateful people. You can think what you want about us. I really don't care. But we're not hateful people, but it's not hate to speak about a now domestic enemy that is on our land. We would have considered this our duty back in post Pearl Harbor era to see something, say something. It would have been considered patriotic to get out there and make sure that your country stands for what it was liberated from, not going back into some kind of slavery or bondage. It's interesting, Allie, because as I was reading this and I was studying this, most people, when they go to another country, like Rosie O'Donnell, when she went overseas because she can't handle Trump anymore, I'm sure there's a part of you that assimilates into the culture, whether it's learning the different language or learning, certain holidays that they might celebrate, you try to acclimate and assimilate at some point.
Mhm.
What radical Islamists are doing in this country is not assimilating.
No, they want to
It's a
conquer.
conquer, right?
They want to conquer and take it over. This is what they do in the nations that have been conquered before. I think
Mhm.
it's like 22 nations that were once Christian nations in the Middle East are
Yes.
now Islamic nations.
They were either Jewish or Christian. Yep.
And it is that's what they do. They go in, they destroy all of the history, they burn it down, they break it all, and then they replace it or don't replace it because they don't know anything about artistry
Right.
or like anything of that nature. So it's like it's difficult. It's difficult to see that it's trying to occur here. I mean, that's what everybody was so upset about when everyone's trying to take down our statues
Yes.
and change mascots. I
Mhm.
mean, if you're attempting to do that, you're trying to conquer a people. So all of you out there that are talking about colonization, this is exactly what that is.
Yes. Good point, Allie. Fair point.
And they've been doing it for centuries. Like 4 centuries.
And it's our politeness that will be the doom for this country, because and this is why it's so important that
Probably longer than that, thousands of years.
not that we want, and I get in this debate all the time with people because I think they're afraid that when you're a Christian and you run for office, that somehow you're going to mandate Christianity in whatever realm you're in. We have freedom of religion in this country. Don't ever want to see that go away, obviously. But you still cannot deny the fact that our founding documents give credit to the fact that this is what the independence was so important about. Not that it's given from a king or from a country or from an elected representative. They are God ordained freedoms. You do not ask for permission for these freedoms. And that's what our Declaration of Independence solidified, not just an independence from totalitarian government,
Right.
but that your rights are so uniquely given to you by God. No man, woman, or child has the right to take them away. And if we don't get back to the fundamentals of teaching our young people that whether you believe in the same God that helped author our Constitution, whether you believe that or not, you're still given God-given rights. And if you don't know that, you won't fight for it the same way.
Well, and what's interesting is that there was a representative during a committee hearing who said it's wild to think that God gave you your rights and not government or a piece of paper. This is the same thing that Islam believes. And we're like, yeah, the wrong God. And
Different jersey, different team.
right. And don't think that it's the same thing. They want slavery and dependence, and we want sovereignty. Like that is, we get freedom through our
Yes.
religion. We get grace through our religion. You know what I'm saying? We get forgiveness through our religion.
Right.
That's not what happens in Islam.
And Christianity does not tell you you have to believe in Christianity in order to live in the oldest Christian nation.
Right.
We don't say that.
Islam says, well,
Brave,
if you're not
tired, you're weary, yearning to be free. That's
Yes.
what we say, because Christianity provides a road to freedom. Whether you choose to adopt it or not, you still get to reap the benefits.
Yep. And Islamists, it's they'll kill all Jews and all Christians and anyone that doesn't want to be a Muslim.
And women, I mean, look at every place they've gone. And listen, there are two entities in this world. There's good and evil. One behaves as a gentleman and is gentle and kind in spirit and requires your choice to
Mhm.
participate. The other
Required
comes in
force.
with a bulldozer
Mm.
and doesn't ask anything
A
of you.
machete.
Yeah.
Off with your head.
And a big black flag. Like it's not coming it's not Buzz Lightyear coming in peace. That is not what it's doing.
I don't know if all of you have seen like pirate shows, like or pirate like movies.
Yes.
When you see a black flag,
It's
like
a-
death is coming your way.
Don't play with black flags. Don't do that.
Death is coming your way. A battle's coming. You need to run,
Yes.
fight. Like that's a black flag.
Well, and what I love is that, and Charlie Kirk used to talk about this too, long before his time, which is why a lot of people think that he, was filled with hate speech. It, first of all, is just speech, and it's not meant to be hateful. It's meant to be truth, whether you want to hear it that way. But he said, part of this is that, Allie, when you go back to our founding and the colonies that were first found settled in this country.
Mhm.
If you go back and read those 13 states, their state constitutions,
Right.
they all pointed to needing a declaration of faith
Yeah.
in order to run and hold office.
Yeah.
And that faith was all except for one, I think, was Catholic, at least Catholic, but they were all a Christian denomination that you had to declare. And that's not, I'm not saying that that's what we should do in this country. I'm saying no, that's what was done.
Yeah.
That's how you ended slavery in this country. That's how you ended taxation without representation in this country. That's how you actually got a no King's Day, July 4th in this country, was you first put God's doctrine into the state constitutions. And I love what Charlie Kirk also says. He says, our constitution was meant for a moral people, a God-fearing people.
Mm-hmm.
So when you lose your faith as a nation and you no longer are those God-fearing people, no wonder why it feels like we're at war with our very own founding documents, because you don't get it. You don't know the author intimately. So how in the world are you really going to know what the intent was behind those documents? And it seems polarizing.
Yeah, it does.
Allie, so this is video, guys. This is not Gaza, and this is not Lebanon. This is Dearborn, Michigan. Good God, take a look.
Tonight, a visual that should shake every single American to their core. Massive Muslim gatherings are taking place all over the world, but this video is not from the Middle East. It was recorded right here in the United States. Thousands of Muslims packed the streets of Dearborn, Michigan on Saturday, and if you look closely, you'll notice something's completely missing, and that's any sign of American patriotism. Reports indicate that U.S. flags were actually explicitly banned from the event. Friends, this isn't just an isolated incident. It's a complete institutional shift. Dearborn's police chief, he loves it, and is actively boasting about he transformed his own department. And it does not stop in Dearborn, friends. New York City's Muslim mayor, he took part in a similar ceremony. Zohar Mamdani, he posted these pictures on social media along with a message saying, quote, "May we carry these values forward as we continue building a more just city for every New Yorker." Now, if thousands of Muslims marching in the streets of an American city is not enough to worry you, a city neighboring Dearborn recently tried to put Arabic script directly onto official police uniform patches. The mayor eventually stepped in and stopped it, but Dennis, it looks like these local leaders are trying to completely dismantle the American way of life in favor of Islam. What do you think?
Wow. They really are trying to turn American cities into Islamic run like little tiny nations, and that is a signal to the rest of the world that is under Islamic rule that they have a stronghold or some kind of footing here in America, and that just emboldens those people over there, which is probably why they continue to keep breaking treaties and breaking
because they don't value
agreements
it.
with President Trump, because
Absolutely.
they're like, why should we?
They're trying to run out the clock.
Why should we? We have bases in your cities.
That part.
We have our people as your elected representatives in your cities.
Infiltrated. Yeah, absolutely. Allie, and when he mentions, Mandami in New York City,
It's disgusting.
think about what we just celebrated. We just celebrated the 250th birthday anniversary of our independence. And what is the one thing that they are at war with? Rugged individualism.
Yep.
You don't have independence from another nation if you don't have rugged independence. They are striking a war, in his words and in his intentions, to try to get a collectivism mentality. Socialism, Marxist, communism, that's collectivism. It strips you of the individuality, the very individuality that you think allows you to be trans or gay or trans Tifa. All that individuality is going to be the first thing they do away with, because they don't like the rugged individualism. The rugged individualism is throughout our founding documents. So you either love this nation and want it to be and want to stay the way we are and grow, or you hate it and you're at war with it from within. And that's why we keep talking about this radical Islam. It is at war with the very fabric of our nation.
It is. And it is so sad to see. It's so sad to see, but you know what? We can save it. It takes all of us to do so.
Amen.
So,
well, part of what we're seeing, Allie, is that when we see extremism like that, and we see a cause for alarm, the Democrats see voters, and they're kind of like, they're like the person that will date anybody, and not God bless you, you're welcome.
Sorry, thanks.
And not at all selective. They're like, she'll do. That person, you know who that person is in your in your hometown. So it's kind of that way, like, we're not really for it, but if we can get them to vote for Democrats and we can still pull the strings, we're okay with it. This is a dangerous game that Democrat Party is playing. I want to hold on a second. I thought this was a new one. There is a oh gosh, I wish I knew her name. I'll have to take a look at the explanation here to get her name. But I want you guys to understand the caliphate
Mm.
that extreme Islam operates under, so that you can better understand what could be coming your way. Again, not out of a spirit of fear, but just enlightenment.
Preparation
Yeah, take a listen to this. Take
and
a listen.
awareness.
Yeah.
It's called world domination, and they have a very simple plan, and it's actually brilliant. It's infiltrate, populate, dominate, never assimilate, and then create a caliphate, and then bring upon Sharia law. It's the greatest threat to Western civilization. And if you notice, 85% of Muslim refugees, they don't go to other countries, their countries. They have 54 Muslim nations. You know why they come to Christian nations?
To change them.
And they do it by using our laws. Like Charlie Kirk said it best, immigration without assimilation is an invasion. When I say that the world has a huge problem, and you've seen what happened in Europe, Europe has fallen, and we're too nice in America. We're letting people who come here who really don't love this country. I want to live in a country where everybody can practice the religion of their choice, but not have anybody threaten their right to exist or want to change this Christian nation that I'm living in.
There you go. We're the only one left, it feels like.
It is
aside from Israel. And I mean, I don't want to live there either, but
no, and I love how she put it that, you have the right to practice your religion here. You don't have the right to change the fabric of this nation based off of your caliphate. That is not
right.
That's something different.
And it's happening in large cities. I mean, there's even things that are occurring here in Tampa that are equivalent, and it's no one is talking about it.
Well, they're inoculated. Everybody's so while they've got your children in school not understanding real history until recently, not even being taught cursive, not understanding how to do long division the old-fashioned way, and wondering what sex and gender they are, and that being the main focus. You as parents are working sometimes 2 jobs. You're trying to figure out how you're going to make ends meet. Marriages are crumbling at a shocking rate. You've got a lot of issues, right, culturally in this country, no doubt. But while you're struggling with all that, you're not worried about the invasion that literally took place under a former president,
right,
not duly elected, but Biden, who it was almost like a surrender for 4 years. Just let it come through our open borders. And again, I don't say this to harp on it to make people, like you said, Allie, to not fear. There's something to do about it. But the first thing you have to do is talk about it. And where are you hearing this mess mentioned?
Not nowhere.
They tiptoe around this message. I mean, you're never going to hear from it from the left, but Fox News, sorry, Newsmax. There's a couple of shows. Bannon will talk about it. OAN, I know there's been a few that David, that will talk about it. They'll talk about their own threats that they get, from radical Islam. They don't want Christians having a voice. They don't want Jews having a voice. They don't want women having a voice. And if you are a Christian woman or a Jewish woman, you're like, they got issues. They got issues with you.
It's bad.
It's very sad.
It's all bad. And they're what is crazy is like they're lining up Black Muslims and selling them on the market. That's what's happening. They've never changed. They've always done this. They're taking over African countries and they're selling the people that they're capturing, Christians that they're capturing. It is quite literally insane when you do a deep dive on what's going on in the world with this Muslim Islamic takeover. It's quite scary. I mean, when you think about it, we're like, it's a silent war, it feels like, because no one's talking about it and it's not really touching everyone at their doorstep just yet. But you need to be aware of what is going on.
Yes. And I like how
we're early, like waving the flag, like how we did in 2020.
Yes.
It's kind of freaking me out.
We're like trying to spread do you see the smoke? Do you see it yet? There's a Yeah, you're right, Allie. And very few people. Thank God for social media. Some people are talking about it, but when you do talk about it, like you'll see in the comments, people just are hateful, awful, and it's like, you know what? Ask the Iranian refugees that are here from the 70s in this country that can tell you the stories of how much they loved their country. And when the Islamic Revolution happened and they were invaded and forced, the first thing they did was take away their religion. Second thing they did is take away anybody who had any kind of education. And the third thing they did was women were blamed for everything.
Mm.
And like you wake up on day two and you no longer have a country. Like it's so that's why I think we talk about this to great length. I love there are some influencers, especially those that preach from the pulpit, that are kind of waving the flag, I think, as well, trying to wake us up. Let's take a listen to this next message.
How can New York, a place where 9/11 happened, where they ran planes into the Twin Towers and shouted, Allahu Akbar, you elect a mayor with the same belief, praying in Times Square, saying, Allahu Akbar, we are taking over and you can do nothing about it. You don't understand what is happening right before you. There's something called taqiyya in Islam. Taqiyya means I can lie to you in order to get my message across. They say act weak until you become a majority, then take them over.
I mean, when you think about how much we complain about our elected representatives not being truthful or honest or sticking by their all you moral police people, where are you? They're allowed to lie, and because they're meant
Living in their glass houses.
well, and that's how Islam, this extreme Islam. I keep saying extreme Islam. Understand, Islam is extreme. I'm not saying there's a separate version of it, and I know some people that's going to get some serious hate, and I don't care. It's extreme in its nature, but that's why they're allowed to. It's oh my gosh, it's like red ants. Ready? Okay, all my Floridians. Have you ever been bitten by a red ant?
Mm-hmm.
They don't climb on you and individually bite you. They climb on you and swarm, and then I swear somebody somewhere there's like an ant with like a
Yep.
and they bite all at once, and you look down and you're like, my leg's covered.
Mm-hmm.
It's that kind of infiltration. They blend in. They blend in.
Oh,
How do you
it's
think
bad.
we had 9/11 hijackers here? This
CIA.
It's not funny, but
They
it
were
is.
a part of it big time. I just yeah, this
Mhm.
I
Here come the names. Islamophobe.
yep,
Yep. Because you should fear something that's trying to take over your country
and behead you
yes, 100%.
because you don't convert.
I rebuke that.
Yeah. No, this is wild. Yeah, no, this is just crazy. I can't believe it's happening on our own soil, especially New York. Like
I mean, you wouldn't be able to have sex in the city in New York because everybody's covered with a hijab. Like, how's that going to work for you? I mean, you know what I mean? It's just think about it. It's just not no bueno. And I know we're talking about it now, but this isn't the first time our country has struggled with this. Great presidents, great leaders, even Malcolm X, feel how you want about him, saw the puppet strings behind the extreme communist Islamist, and that's why he was murdered. Because he tried.
Some truth.
He tried. He said, "You know what? I thought they were all blonde hair, blue eyed devils, but you know what? When I went to Mecca and I went, I was sitting next to blonde hair, blue eyed, and he saw. He's like, wait, there's something else that's being taught here, and it's not. It's evil." And then obviously they killed him. But listen to these words by former President Ronald Reagan. This is why it's important that you know that this Islamist extremism is coming for our country and why it's important to fight against it. Take a listen.
If we lose freedom here, there's no place to escape to. This is the last stand on earth. And this idea that government is beholden to the people, that it has no other source of power except the sovereign people, is still the newest and the most unique idea in all the long history of man's relation to man. This is the issue of this election. Whether we believe in our capacity for self-government or whether we abandon the American Revolution and confess that a little intellectual elite in a far distant capital can plan our lives for us better than we can plan them ourselves.
What a great president. That is wild.
I'm going to tell you, there are some things like he is the reason why we have blanket immunity for
pharma
with immunization. So it's not to say that you agree with 100% of 100%.
Right.
But he understood it. And he was dealing with Gorbachev and tear down this wall. And remember those of us that were kind of a little bit born then, you remember that there was a struggle there, but the country adapted differently to it. What he said there wasn't considered hate speech. Today,
it's a warning.
It's a warning.
It's a warning. And it's crazy how it fits now. Like, what he's saying is not wrong. It resonates today, which is just, man.
So keep your head on the swivel.
Wow.
Make sure that you watch who's running in your local elections. And I know what's happening. People are moving out of these blue areas like Denver, and they're abandoning ship because, they just want to go someplace that they feel safe and so people come to places like Florida. But if we leave these states in our union and we just leave them, there's a vacuum suction that happens. And who do you think comes in to occupy?
Yeah, they'll come in to occupy, and then they'll come in and take it over. And guys, we are only a nation that is sovereign because we have a government that is formed of the people, for the people, by the people, right? And if we are consistently electing radical communists that want to dismantle everything, who can actually lie to you because of their religion and not tell you the truth and not be beholden to their morals, you're going to be conquered.
Yeah.
And when you have cities that are already essentially conquered because of it, now we have people that are radical going into Congress. I mean,
Lord,
well,
Allie, you're absolutely right. We're going to continue speaking about this a little bit after the break, including touching on the Mandami Act. I've heard this on one other show.
I haven't.
One other show. And actually, I don't think it made the airwaves. They cut it and put it on social media.
Wow.
Because I tried to find the original clip. Mandami Act. You're going to hear about it here. Also, we'll take a look back at Charlie Kirk. He had some wisdom, that man. Go get your Liberty cigars. We'll be right back after this message.
From the heart of Marietta, Georgia, comes a tribute to the spirit of liberty. Liberty Cigars, where history meets craftsmanship. Each cigar tells a story. The Founders Collection honors the visionaries who shaped a nation. The President's House Collection celebrates the leaders who steered it. And the Naval Series salutes the heroes who defended it. Handcrafted with precision, each blend mirrors the essence of its namesake. From the boldness of George Washington to the elegance of Thomas Jefferson. Indulge in a moment of reflection. Light a Liberty cigar and savor the legacy. Discover your story at libertycigars.com, because every great nation deserves a great cigar. Liberty Cigars, smoke the history. And don't forget to use promo code OpenMic for 10% off your order.
Welcome back to Out of Pocket Live with Allie and Michelle. Guys, thank you for joining us. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and follow us on all social media. Special thanks to Zach and Drew and the team over at Talk Red. We love you guys. Thank you for what you're doing. So let's just continue on with some topics that I know Allie was sharing these with me over the weekend, and I'm like, what? I could not believe that nobody's talking about the Islamization of the West. But we're not, as much as we might think we're cutting edge. We really aren't. Take a listen to what Charlie Kirk said, Allie. This was a couple of years ago. Take a listen.
The United Kingdom will be a Muslim-majority country in the next 20 years.
1,000%.
And London already is.
While Christians are aborting their babies, killing their babies, making their kids gay and homosexual, and then getting the rest of the young people who happen to escape abortion, they trans themselves and cut and butcher their body parts. Islam is spreading like a virus. Have you been to London's town recently?
And now the most common baby name in London is
Muhammad.
what? Most
Muhammad.
common baby name in Dublin is what?
Muhammad.
The most common baby name in Copenhagen is
Muhammad.
It is a religion of conquest, and it is not a conspiracy theory. It is a stated doctrine of the Hadith.
Literally.
To take over new lands.
We need to stop this lie that Islam that took over Egypt, took over Israel, and Israel took the nation back, that took over Syria, that took over Syria, that took over Algeria, that took over Lebanon, that took over Jordan, that took over Saudi Arabia, that took over Iran, that took over Afghanistan.
And now all of Europe and Indonesia and most of Africa. I mean, this
Malaysia.
It is a religion of conquest.
again, it is I did not mince words when I said that earlier. It is a religion of conquest. It's a part of their doctrine. It's a part of their religious scriptures. It is a battle book.
Yes.
I don't understand how you don't get it.
And where, guys, where are you hearing this? This is not something, it'll never be openly debated in a classroom. I'm sorry, it's not. Your child will end up in detention. I just know that. I just know that ability to freely debate ideals is right now currently gone. It'll cause people to keep scrolling. It'll cause people to leave hate comments. You can't sidestep the uncomfortableness of this just because it's uncomfortable. Again, going back to America 250, you think that was comfort?
Mm-mm.
You think that was comfort to see redcoats coming onto our land and going, oh shit, I guess we gotta fight for it. I'm not asking for violence. And here's the thing: in this country, you can come here and be Muslim, and you can come here and practice your faith. What we're talking about is the conquering of parts of our nation, including sitting in office. And it brings up a very good, Nancy Mace was talking about this the other day. You know, do we want people who come here from other countries to be able to hold office?
No.
I mean, it's something we should at least be asking. It's something we should at least be asking.
I don't know. I don't think I would move to a different nation and want to run for office in that nation. That's just not a dream I would have.
Unless there was a caliphate that you were sworn to.
Right. Because then how else do you conquer a nation?
And it's an ideology. You guys, wokeism was the cancer. It's metastasized.
Yes, and who gets the most airtime? Politicians. And when your media is allowed to lie to you legally because of our government,
Spin Act.
Right? Like how else do you think this is going to go? Because you know the crazy liberal media is going to give all of these folks airtime.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. All of you that cringe when AOC or remember Bernie Sanders. Remember that funny man? And we were like, wow, it's socialism. No, buckle up. Buckle up. They are calling themselves openly Democrat socialists. I want to give you a little bit of hope because I know we've been a little doom and gloom today, but I don't know about you, but over the weekend, I really was like kind of searching for the Charlie Kirk clips because I don't know. He spoke into our nation and into our young people so eloquently, and he brought with it the word of God. And maybe that's not your thing, but it's our thing. So I want to listen to this great story because what he's telling here is a story about Winston Churchill, and it reminds me of how we were once viewed as Americans, and I think under this Trump MAGA spirit, we can be that again. I wanted to give you some hope. Take a listen.
And I will close with this story from the greatest man who lived in the 20th century, Winston Churchill. Winston Churchill was the only man smiling the morning after Pearl Harbor. He walked into his war cabinet meeting with a thing of whiskey and a cigar, and he was chipper and more joyful than ever. He walks into the war cabinet meeting, everyone is somber and upset, and he takes a sip of whiskey. He says, "Gents, we have won the war." And someone says, "What?" He says it again, "We have won the war." Someone had the courage to turn to him and say, "Have you lost your bloody mind?" We're losing 1,000 Royal Air Force members a day. We barely got our troops out of Dunkirk. They're bombing London mercilessly. In fact, they bombed a hospital last night. Your approval ratings are so low, we need 2 microscopes to find your supporters. What do you mean we have won the war? And Churchill allows the silence to soak through the room and takes a puff of a cigar, another sip of whiskey, it being 9 a.m. He then turns to his war cabinet and says, "I have studied the Americans and got to know them rather well. They are a unique people. You see, they're slow to the party, but once Americans have awakened, I could tell you right now, my friends, the war is over. We wake up, they lose." God bless you guys.
We wake up, they lose.
Do you see?
It's time to wake up, America.
Do you see why
He was fantastic.
He was public enemy number one for the communist Marxist. And the funny thing that we keep saying, Allie, is he was the nicest one. I don't know why you started with somebody like that to take him out, because now you're just going to get thug, and that's okay too. But anyway, I just think that it speaks to what we just celebrated this past weekend with
Patriot Thug Princess.
Patriot Thug Princess. Copyright it. Does somebody else have it? Let's look for it.
Probably not.
What did you say? Say it again.
I said probably not.
No, but
no.
You don't want to say it again because you don't want somebody to take it. I want it. Oh, that is some serious swag. That'll write itself. Anyway, just want to give you some hope, guys, on why we talk about the things we do here. But Allie, Chip Roy had talked about the Mandami Act. I could not find this anywhere except a little clip on Fox News. And when I say a little clip, it took Faulkner, what's her name, to do it. Take a listen. See if you've heard of this.
Congressman, you introduced the so-called Mamdani Act yesterday.
Yeah.
It stands for Measures Against Marxism's Dangerous Adherents and Noxious Islamists. It proposes deportation, denaturalization, or denying citizenship for immigrants who are members of any socialist, communist, Chinese communist, Marxist, or Islamic fundamentalist doctrines. Tell us about it and what you hope this will do.
Yeah, under our existing law, we make sure that we're able to reject people from coming into our country or denaturalize them if they are affiliated with the Communist Party. 1952 Supreme Court opinion upheld that law. What we're doing is expanding upon and building upon that law to make it easier for us to ensure that we can protect the sovereignty and the values and the culture of our country, and to make sure we're defending our country from those who wish to undermine it. There are people that are advancing a political ideology in the name of Islam that is designed to wage jihad, in their own words, against the West. If you look at the Muslim Brotherhood's 1991 memorandum, if you look at the actions of CARE, if you look at then organizations not affiliated with Islam, but like Antifa and other entities, people that are spreading Marxism, when we have people that we invite to our country, I believe that there ought to be limits to that, and we ought to be able to turn them away or, in fact, remove them when they come to our country and undermine our Western values, when they attack our civilization, when they are advancing an ideology that we know has resulted in the deaths of millions of people and that have undermined the prosperity of people around the globe. I believe that we are a Christian nation built on Judeo-Christian principles, and that Western civilization has done more for humanity than any other system in the world. And we ought to defend it, and that's what this bill would do, is defend it and give us greater tools to make sure we protect our country.
Well, and a yes or no, do they have to commit crimes before we know that they're around? We have to go in just a second.
Well, no, I mean, I think we need to vet people when they're coming into our country, and when they're here, when we see what they're up to and what they're doing, we ought to remove them if they're adherent to these ideologies.
Congressman, thank you.
Always multitasking.
Listen, I love this. I love that Chip Roy has brought this forward. I think this is needed. How else are you supposed to protect your home front if you can't determine who's allowed to come in and who isn't?
This was common practice after World War II, and even throughout the Cold War. People so feared communism, and obviously all the things, Leninism, Hitler, like they feared it so much that your head was always on the swivel for it.
Yeah, well, can we just not do what we did with Nazis though? Because we defeated them and then hired 1,600 of them to work for like MK Ultra and the CIA. Like, can we not do that though?
Oh, kind of like when we took extreme Islamists. Operation Paperclip.
That's what that was.
Or when we brought them over to this country, those radical Middle Eastern men brought them to this country through the CIA, and then they ended up flying planes into buildings.
Yeah.
Like maybe we're not friends with them. Is all I'm saying. Maybe they don't play on our team, and maybe we don't. Maybe we just don't
keep them in their little blip of the world, or just wipe them out. I like. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I said it.
He said it.
I said it because you're not wreaking havoc around the world.
And where are you hearing this Mandami Act being preached? Now, I know we've got a litany of things. We've got to do the Save America Act in the Senate, which we're not letting that die. We know we want the Spin Act, or undoing of the Smith Modernization Act. We want that done.
No anchor babies.
No anchor babies.
There's a couple of bills that are out about it.
No birthright, citizenship, like tour guides. Like, we don't want that anymore. But this needs to happen too, and it's solidifying sort of. And again, we have precedents in the Supreme Court. You heard Chip Roy say 1952 there was already a court case that upheld this. So come for me, because we could do it. But again, if it doesn't get airtime,
How do you know about
How do you know about it? To call your senators and your House of Representatives and say, please do this.
Hey, Chip, if you need somebody to whip those votes for you, you
We
can
got
reach
it.
out.
Absolutely. I'm gonna Zach, I'm gonna skip the Iran clip just for the sake of time. I do want to jump down because I always get people that are like, this isn't happening. They're not really running for office. These Islamists, communists, socialists, they describe themselves like that.
Guys, it really just takes a Google search. Like, why are you so inept? I don't understand.
Well, take a look at what Community News has reported. I've seen this on a couple other sites too. Governor Gavin Newsom, I mean, the man has great hair, but that's about it, has appointed a Muslim attorney, Mr. Saeed, to serve as a judge on the Los Angeles County Superior Court.
I'm sorry.
So now, being Muslim doesn't discount you from having a job. But if your job is to uphold the Constitution, I need to know which team do you play for, because you can't serve two masters.
Judges nowadays legislate from the bench. They don't do necessarily what they're supposed to do constitutionally. Judges are supposed to make sure that your constitutionally protected rights are protected through the judicial process.
Mhm.
And that's not what's happening. They're basing everything based off of case law. And when you don't have lawyers that are properly educated in constitutional law,
yeah,
you will have only case law to, legislate from, or not legislate, because that's what they're doing. That's out of their scope of practice, but to judiciate from, I guess is how you'd say that.
Well, and
probably not the right word, but
and
you
when
guys know what I'm trying to say.
these court cases come down, Allie, what do you look for? You look for these judges to give their rebuttal, to give their reasoning for why they vote the way they do, or why they rule the way they do. Just so you know, the Los Angeles Supreme Court handles all things from civil matters, criminal, family matters. This is why we have to know. When are you taking an oath? Are you putting your hand on a book? What is your
do you
oath?
believe in Sharia law? Because if you believe in Sharia law, that's antithetical to our own laws here in America. So if you're dealing with family matters or criminal activity, what kind of judging or judicial foundings are you going to adjudicate from?
And I'll tell you, when you've got somebody who in their hometowns and home countries in the Middle East, where their ancestry's from, are marrying off child brides at the age of 6 and whatever, it doesn't make me happy that you sit on a court bench now where you can legislate from the bench, because as Ali said, they do, and they're trying to roll back these protections for young people, trying to especially in California, take down the age of consent. They're allowing people to run for office who are pedophiles. Well, is it making sense to you right now?
What else do you call a 40-year-old man who marries a 9-year-old?
Somebody who can't even have success on Tinder is what I call that. That's sad, sir.
Or a 60-year-old man who marries a 9-year-old.
Oh.
But holds parties where boys dress up as girls because there's a strict no co-ed existence. Like, you have to have separate men from women, but you have men or boys, young boys, that are dressed like women.
What are they called?
Dancing.
The boys of Afghanistan. Don't Google it. Maybe you need to watch a little bit of it. It's sad. It's sad. It's very sad. Well, guys, I know we're creeping up on the end of our show here today, but I did want to let you know this week, Tyler Robinson, the person who is accused of killing Charlie Kirk, he is presenting evidence this week.
His preliminary hearing is this entire week, so I'm sure there's going to be lots of coverage about it. We'll touch on it as it moves forward through this week, and just keep Erica and her family in your prayers.
Amen.
As they go through this difficult process.
And she's been advocating. She wants cameras, and she wants it televised. She wants the trial televised, and that's difficult, because I don't know that I don't know that I would want that, but I think they've been so under the microscope that it's like he was almost property of America.
Mm-hmm.
And so let America see.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Especially when you have crazies on our other
Candace
side. I
Owens.
can't. And Tucker, like, what? And
Come on,
Sean
Tucker.
Ryan
Sean Ryan.
He's only had Candace on. He hasn't had Erica on yet. So, like, what are we doing?
Okay, but think about all the psyops and all the Project Mockingbird and all the crap, MK Ultra, that there's no tinfoil hat. This is an Uncle Sam hat on right now. This stuff happened in our history. So you can't tell me that podcasters haven't like come here, built up a really big following, whether aware or not, or just blindsided, I don't know, and are somehow leading sheep astray. It could happen. And that's why you got to be careful where you get your information from, man. Oh, I love Sean Ryan.
I know. I like his show. It's a good show.
I do. It's great. All right, guys, that's it for us with Out of Pocket today. Were we out of pocket enough? Do you think we're going to get hate?
I don't care. I'm my level of
We'll send the Mogwai after you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And
tune in.
My
rifle.
She said,
huh?
Beep. She said, I said what I said. By the way, Zach looked, and that domain name is available. Zach, mwah, love you. All right, guys, that's it.
Why'd you tell the whole world? Dang it, Michelle.
I didn't repeat what it was.
That's it. You're in timeout. We love you guys. Thanks for watching Out of Pocket.
Two queens, no filter, say what they feel. Allie and Michelle keep it way too real.